Kia ora koutou katoa, and welcome to episode 3 of the Tūhoe Hauora podcast, Rheumatic Fever series. I'm your host, Caleb B. here, back again, and today's special guest is Dolly Thrupp. Can you introduce yourself for our whānau?
Kia ora, hi, I'm Dolly Thrupp. He uri tēnei no Tūhoe, I noho ahau I roto I te whārua o Rheumatic. Ai, kia ora.
Too much, Dol. So, for our whānau out there, can you kind of explain what your role is here at Tūhoe Hauora?
So here at Tūhoe Hauora, I am the Rheumatic Fever Coordinator. What that looks like is we have 7 kura under our service. So we go to Matahi, Waimana. We adopted Nukuhau. They fell out of Whakatohea region and fell out of our region Tūhoe. So Pānia swooped them up, and so we service Nukuhau as well on that side. Then we come back here to Tāneata Kura, up in the valley to Tāwera and Rheumatic, and then out at Waiohau. So those are our kuras I service. Alongside Te Paia, she's a RF worker as well. So those are our 7 kura we service.
So I think a lot of our whānau out there that even listening to this right now probably already know you. Even just your presence in the school and the local community, everyone kind of knows you. But yeah, you're our Tūhoe Hauora RF lady, eh?
Yep.
How long have you actually been in the role, RF role?
RF role. So I started at Tūhoe Hauora 2021, end of 2021, as a RF coordinator alongside Aros. So it's now 2025 and I'm still in that space. My interview was pretty funny because to get this job I already knew about the service because my whānau, my son, he was a culprit for strep throat back in the rā, and that's when Auntie Sunshine was the coordinator there in our kura. So, every question they asked me in my interview, I sort of already knew, not new thing, but I had experience, but lived experience within the strep throat. So I got healthy homes through Auntie Sunshine, insulated home. Yeah. So I had lived experience, I suppose. I think
you were on the other side, basically.
Definitely.
The processes you take whānau through now is what you already been through.
I've already been through.
Yeah,
and it benefits. My son was just about ready to get like a one-off injection. Some of the whānau would have got offered that since I've been working, but he didn't because Auntie Sunshine was always on top of us.
Coming early,
So without her, my son could have been
had rheumatic fever.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, and so that almost gives you that main drive. You're already kind of invested in the kaupapa.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And even when you did start, it wasn't just you, so it was others as well.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So she taught me pretty much what I knew, and then found my own feet, and then my own little way. And I think one of the main things was being from our community, in different community, or like Waimana, I should say, Waiohau, because they sort of trust you, like our whānau. So, you did the rapport that you, like an outsider probably would have had to build. We didn't need to really do that.
Already a part of the community. Yeah. Familiar face.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Even, because I remember when I first started here, when was that, like 2022?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 2023, sorry. I think one of the first, I think I was just tutoring on the computers or whatever, and I happened across your fellas interviews that you did for
Oh.
TV. Yeah. I think I was meant to do like a RF poster or a video or something for social media. Come across that video, you Aros. I think Soph, she ended up she was interviewed or something, Yeah, and I remember seeing those and I was like, oh yeah. I didn't at the time, didn't really know what RF was. Brand new to Hauora. So it was like almost gave me a bit of an eye open into what you guys actually do.
That Hui episode on Te Hui, I still haven't watched
it. True.
Nah, I was like, nah. But I think that really, like, I heard a lot of comments, positive comments, that is all positive, because they did watch that episode and they were like especially my whānau that don't live around, they were ringing, PMing, texting, is that what you do?
True.
Hey, and it's, you got like a most important job, Semi. Yeah, hey,
I already knew.
Yeah. See, have you watched it, Semi? No. Yeah.
I already know what I do. Don't need to watch it.
Yeah. But that was
because did they have like a bit of a kind of microphone set up and like big
they
camera?
Followed us.
Oh, yeah, they came into the schools too.
Yeah, and then interviewed us, like set it up sort of like this, set up on my deck at my house.
Oh, true. Is that where it was?
That's where it was. True. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing their background. Yeah.
So they like set up their lights and this sort of stuff. They tried to, because they knew we were so nervous, and they were like trying to make us comfortable. And so they thought, oh, where would you like to sit down and actually have those conversations? And then because our office, our office is terrible, but everyone would have been doing that, to us. So we were like, oh no, we can't do it there, man, because we won't even get through it. So we went to Rheumatic. They got some shots with the drone. Went up, took them up to the mission so they could get some drone footage, and then I go, I live over there. Can we do it on the deck? They're like, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So it was a little bit more that, setting was nice and comfortable. We didn't have this then because it would have been perfect. Yeah. But no, that was a good, because I was still new to the space, the actual role when they came. So it was like, holy. Yeah, but it was cool. Good experience.
Yeah, hard.
For sure.
And you never know, like, I think in that what's like so powerful about interviews like that is that some people don't really go on, say, even if I know they might be listening to this podcast, they might prefer going on YouTube, and that would have been actually on TV, would have been all over Facebook or something like that, and whānau would have happened across that and just been like, oh, true, is that a kaupapa that happens. Some people might like think about, I think I spoke about it with Dr. Michael Hurd, the rheumatic fever campaign with those two twins. One of the brothers had rheumatic fever and got the surgery, the scar. I told him that's all I had seen about rheumatic fever. Didn't really know how people got it, all of that. But even just that interview that you guys did is another way that whānau could have heard about rheumatic fever, and it's just raising that awareness that it isn't quite a big issue, a dangerous issue, especially something like rheumatic fever that can affect you for the rest of your life if you end up getting it.
Yep, definitely.
And that's like reinforces the importance of your role, like, or tamariki could get it at an early age, boom, for the rest of their life.
Yeah. So
like
the hardest part of, I think, this mahi is, is raising that awareness, getting the message out to our whānau. I think this is probably the hardest part of my job. The swab going into our kuras, because it's a service that we swab in all our kura, and so that part, fine, getting results back, contacting those whānau that their tamariki has come back positive for strep A, then, ringing around, trying to wrap around service to get meds out on time. You know, yep, there's a little bit challenging, but it's the key messaging about the importance of that mamai korokoro, the sore throat. That's probably that's my main focus this year, as the why I agreed to getting on this podcast. Yeah. So I thought we'll start strong for the year and, you know, put myself out there again and, promote that sore throats do matter. Yeah. Definitely.
Even because when you are in kura, I mean, we had a bit of a chat with some manuhiri earlier today, but you mentioned, like, some of your kura, they're all just on their role. There's small roles and there's bigger roles. But on a typical outing, what's explain for our whānau, how your kind of week works and when you're out swabbing and stuff.
Oh, yep. So, you know, you have your contract obligations for this role, which is to visit your kuras twice a week. So, obviously, we get across to visit our kuras twice a week. But say we go one half of the valley, meaning the Waimana, Matahi, Nukuhau, one day, and that, I'll just concentrate on them. So Matahi role, you know, it's only a nice little valley school. We get up there and I think they had last year they might have been 15 on their roll. Hey, so it's a bit of a troop from here to the valley, So, you know, every kid get in that line, you know, and you're going to get swabbed. And for that reason, travelling, but because they are tight-knit community, so they live with each other, they eat with each other, go to school with each other. So, you know, the important is try and capture, you know, if they did have strep. And no doubt, you know, if one's got it, there's going to be, you know, at least one of your hands, you know, there's at least, a few of them. So we'll go up there, then come back into Waimana. Their role ain't too big as well, but we'll try and swab. These are kids that are consented, of course. You know, we'll swab all our little schools, definitely, whoever's consented every time we go in. And then our Nukuhau school, but probably on a daily, going up that side, we'll probably swab about 50 kids. Max. Just on that side, So that's just there. And then the next day, we get to our bigger kuras like Tāneatua, Ruatoki, Tāwera, and Waiwohau. And then that day, we could bring in 120, you know, a day. So, it varies. But there's also trends and seasons. So then you got your summer season. Not as much strep, or there is not as much kids coming because they're not as sick as a winter season, all the coughs and all, you know, the sore throats may not be strep throat, but they still come, so there's the seasons,
during depending on the seasons,
so, you know, we, like I said, we could get 40, then we could get 20 going into our smaller schools, and then our bigger schools, it could be 120, but then it could drop to just 60. It depends on all the seasons as well. So
that's a good thing for you to recognise too, especially being in that role now. You can expect your workload to kind of increase during the winter months.
So it usually increases. So we'll go back when the school starts in end of January, start of Feb, and we'll be flat out because everyone would have missed me.
Can you come in?
And they'll all come and see whātau, which is cool because then, you know, we can attack it straight away. So, you know, I'll be flat out once school starts. So there's that trend, especially and then as the term goes, it dwindles down, and then they'll have school holidays. Then we'll go back for the next, say, term 2. Oh, they missed 5 dollars, so it'll be back up. Yeah, especially our babies. Yeah. No, they cute. Yeah, so no, it varies swab-wise. Yeah, and seasons too. Yeah.
Because even I am aware that you have other kaupapa that you're part of too here at work. And like, what are those kinds of things outside of specifically RF that you actually get involved with?
Is programs, obviously.
Yeah, programs.
Yeah, we'll like jump on board with our Swiss social worker in schools and jump on with him running hygiene program. And it's good because part of his hygiene program is oral health and hand hygiene, and those are 2 programs I teach in our kuras anyway, especially for our new entrants. When they all come to the kura for the first time in all schools, and we teach them about like my mahi, what I do, because they all back
Who's
away.
This?
Yeah. So we'll do some hand washing games. So when I go out with the Swiss and do hygiene, personal hygiene in general, I'll jump in with the oral health and hand hygiene, and then I'll link it back to my mahi I do, and because we target as like the older kids, the intermediates, and that's my target. That's probably one of my trends I've noticed as our kids get older in our kuras, they don't come to get swabbed. So actually involved in that hygiene program with that particular age group, I got to like remind them, hey, you know, you're never too old to come and get your throat checked. Hey, you know, because stats, Dr. Michael may have shown some stats. It's our high school children that are more coming back with rheumatic fever now, because you know the people like us ain't in those kuras, like you know, for that the older group. So you know, I try. That's one of my key messages, especially getting involved in the programs that out of there. I still try and relate it back to my own mahi. Because
just as a reminder, keep the awareness there.
Especially our older kids, because you know, I met some kids that were only 8, and now they in intermediate. They never come anymore. But when I first started, they were coming every day. Every time we were in the kura anyway. And then they got to, you know, year 7 and 8, and it's like, and it's just like, high five, though, you know, carry on. Choo,
come get your fruit.
You wanted a stick at the lava, But it's like, it's like, it's targeting our intermediate. Even, you know, when they go to high school, to get your, if you've got a sore throat, go and see your school nurse even,
Instead of just trying to cough it out,
definitely. And also, it's hard. I get involved with programs, but then I link it back to RF when I do jump in and help. But otherwise, it's just running programs really, helping out wherever I can, especially in school holidays.
You even run the walk-in clinics here at Tūhoe as well.
So those will be starting. Back next week until school starts back. So running walk-in clinics.
I see sometimes. I remember when I first started, and because I was reception up here, you'll see someone come get a swab, and then they'll come in for a swab. Even the older ones sometimes. Only way, if you're right there with them ready to swab, then they can come.
That's the good thing. You especially starting out to the community itself. It's, well, why not? Hey, you know, why not, like, yell out to the kids, hey, you know, come and get your throat checked. Especially our tamariki that I know prone to get a strep throat, you know.
Or have tested positive before.
All their whānau member has, you know, rheumatic fever. Those are our tamariki we try and get a
pay a little bit of extra attention
just
to.
a little bit of extra attention, definitely. So, they safe, healthy. Yeah.
Even because whānau out there can probably just come, even ring up the hauora if you like, even if you're not at the school, you can still take a swab, like someone can bring their tamariki over to work, and if you're ready, give them a swab, because I think even that, just letting our whānau know that, is a good thing,
Definitely, like now,
Yeah.
So we started back on Monday, but any time between 8:30 and 5, because school's, obviously not open, bit harder to get into the GPs and see the nurses, and if your, whānau members, any of the whānau members, have a sore throat, just like a mama kurukuru course.
Yeah.
Call in, ring up.
Get a swab.
Get a swab and then,
get it tested. And
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it comes back positive, antibiotics.
Definitely. Pick it up. If we can't do that, we'll find someone to bring it out. Yeah. Or myself. Yeah, for sure.
Well, before we wrap up our podcast, is there anything that you want to share with the whānau? Anything you want to tell them, or, last final message?
Just for our whānaus, if any of your members in your whānau have a sore throat, get it checked. You just never know. That's probably be my main message to our families out there.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thanks, Dolly, for spending this little time to share with our whānau on our podcast. Our third episode. Hopefully we got another one lined up sometime soon. But thank you, whānau, for coming back and watching our podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you hopefully in the next one. Ka kite.